More than 5,300 years ago, a man climbed high into the Alps and never came back down. And today, we know him as Ötzi the Iceman, the world's oldest naturally preserved human mummy. But what scientists are now learning from him is reshaping how we think about human evolution, daily life, and survival in prehistoric Europe. According to recent peer-reviewed research and updated forensic analyses, Ötzi was far more complex than the rough, primitive hunter he was once imagined to be, and this new study suggests that early Europeans were biologically, culturally, and technologically more advanced than traditional models have long assumed. Using high-resolution CT scans, refined DNA sequencing, and chemical analyses of tissues, researchers report evidence that Ötzi carried genetic traits previously thought to have emerged much later, including markers linked to metabolic adaptation, immune response, and even cardiovascular risk, which challenges the idea that such conditions are purely modern problems caused only by industrial lifestyles. The study also reinforces findings that Ötzi had extensive tattoos placed at precise points on his body, and many experts now suggest these markings may represent an early form of therapeutic treatment similar to acupuncture, indicating a sophisticated understanding of pain management and the human body thousands of years before written medicine. Even more striking is what scientists have learned from his stomach contents and isotopic signatures, which reveal that Ötzi followed a carefully balanced diet of wild meat, grains, and fats suited for high-altitude travel, suggesting deliberate nutritional planning rather than random foraging. Some experts argue this points to a level of ecological intelligence and seasonal knowledge that rivals traditional farming societies, while others caution that Ötzi may represent a particularly skilled individual rather than the average person of his time. Yet both sides agree the data forces a reevaluation of how capable early humans truly were. The new study also re-examines Ötzi's tools, including his copper axe, which was once seen as a rare prestige object, but is now increasingly viewed as evidence of a wider network of metalworking knowledge and long-distance trade, implying that innovation spread faster and farther across prehistoric Europe than previously believed. Researchers note that copper sourcing analysis suggests materials may have traveled across regions, raising questions about social organization, communication, and cooperation among early human groups. Perhaps most intriguing is how this research reframes human evolution not as a slow, linear march from primitive to advanced, but as a story of adaptation, loss, and rediscovery, where ancient populations developed solutions that later societies forgot or replaced. Some scientists emphasize that Ötzi's genetic profile shows closer ties to early Anatolian farmers than to later European populations, supporting the idea that migration and mixing shaped human evolution in complex waves rather than a single ancestral line. While debates continue and researchers stress that conclusions are based on the best available evidence rather than absolute certainty, the consensus is clear that Ötzi is no longer just a frozen curiosity, but a powerful data point rewriting textbooks on how our ancestors lived, moved, healed, and survived in challenging environments. This content is for educational purposes only, and interpretations of archaeological and genetic findings should always be evaluated by qualified experts in anthropology and related sciences. And as science continues to uncover new details from this ancient traveler locked in ice, Ötzi reminds us that human history is far more sophisticated, resilient, and surprising than we ever imagined.